Today on Herndon Live, we will discuss how someone can survive a 5-hour flight without actually being in the cabin.
Also, later on, Mark Seaman joins us with Cinco de Mayo food.
Those stories and more as Herndon Live gets underway. Lost. That's just weird. All right, I lost also with over here with Mark Seaman over here. Hello, and all right. So today we're going to be talking about a strange story out of Hawaii about a teenager jumping the fence at San Jose Airport and riding in the wheel well of an aircraft. So as we can see here, so Mark, this is a very strange story. Most people do not survive, but let's go through the time period as each of the things happen. So the teen jumps the fence at San Jose Airport in California at 1 a.m. And he climbs into the wheel well of a random plane with nothing but a comb. And then he wanted to go back to his home country of Somalia to be with his mother and grandparents in Africa. And at around 7 a.m., Hawaiian Airlines Flight 45 departs for Honolulu, Hawaii. What do you make of this, Mark? This is very strange, and it's even stranger that he even survived.
Well, when you have a motive like this, it's generally meaning it's like he's probably an immigrant. He probably didn't have any money to get his own flight, and he probably hopped the fence and thought that that plane was probably either going to Somalia or it was going to get on a transfer flight to Somalia.
And I think he was pretty desperate here. He just wanted to get away. Apparently he was living with his father and his stepmother at the time, and is going to go back to live with them. And he kind of just wanted to break free and go away, frankly. And now, why do you think this kid has some a mental issue?
It could be suggested, because if maybe he was unhappy. It could have just been he didn't want to live with his father and his stepmother anymore. Maybe he had some sort of mental disorder, but there has been no diagnosed mental disorder.
All right, well, and that may be coming in later on, but right now he's recovering still in a Hawaiian hospital.
Yes.
But so this first picture, we're looking here at the wheel well. This is what we're looking at, and I mean it's pretty big. This is what it looks like from the ground. All right, and Mark, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Mark, do you have your mic on? Let's check here. You can talk? Is your mic on, Mark? Just check it.
It just says on.
All right, well, it's on then. All right, well, anyway. All right, so anyway, we're going to continue on here. But, all right, so we're having a little technical difficulty, so Mark will just have to speak up. Okay. Mark is so... Okay, let's continue on here. All right, so here's the picture of the entire wheel well. Now, it's pretty big, correct?
Yes, that is pretty big. It's meant to hold a whole wheel of an airplane.
Okay, so this is pretty big. Now, as we move on in here, this is what it looks like with the wheels actually up in the cabin, or when it's up, when the landing gears go
yes.
the plane.
When it's taking off and when it's preparing to land.
Okay, so it's taking off and when it's preparing to land. And as we can see in this picture, there's not a lot of room.
Yes, there's not.
I mean, it's pretty cramped. Now, what even is more interesting is when we look at this next photograph, and this is a CNN correspondent, what we're looking at, and he is sitting where the boy exactly sat. And I mean, it is tight.
Yes.
And I mean, it is a really tight space. How do you think he would even know to get into that position? Because when the wheels come up fairly quickly, so I don't know if he had time to move into place.
Well, maybe it could have. He has said nothing, but it's highly suggested that that when he knew that the wheels were going to come up at some point, but he may not have known how much space they were going to end up taking, and he probably was backed into a corner and tried to make himself as best as comfortable as he could.
Now, this also brings up a new question of, and if we move to the next picture, we can see this as well. But this is, so only if we look at this, this is showing Mount Everest at about 29,000 feet, and this aircraft, which was flying at 38,000 feet. So I mean, people who climb Mount Everest have trouble breathing, but imagine what he must have been going through. And doctors said that he was going into like a kind of like a hibernate kind of sleep.
State of hibernation. Yeah. Well, they have said that it is possible that someone could have survived this, although it is highly unlikely and very rare, and the times that someone actually does survive, it is people who are fairly young. Because if, say, a 50-year-old had managed to jump in there, he probably would not have survived.
That's right, because, kind of, know, younger lungs, let's say.
And the state of hibernation, his body, if those familiar with the term hypothermia, means that when your body is so cold that it just shuts down and then you die.
Right.
Well, he was, since it is very, very high and within the plane of a cargo hold.
Negative 20 degrees as well.
Yes, negative 20. And that his body just stopped. His body, well, it didn't like stop working, but it just went completely
shut down, kind of.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So this is very interesting. Now, if we move on, what happened after the fact? What what happened next? And so finally, the plane lands in Honolulu, Hawaii, on the island of Maui. And 1 hour after the plane lands, the teen emerges. So he's still kind of in this kind of hibernative kind of sleep, and he kind of wakes up and he kind of just fumbles his way to the ground, and he's questioned about what he's, him doing there, because, it's pretty tightly secured, and they only, have baggage workers and stuff like that working on the ground. And he was spotted by these baggage workers, and he was then sent to a nearby hospital. And as you can see here, this is him getting onto the ambulance down here. And now he could suffer from permanent brain damage, according to doctors, and mental issues, like we talked about earlier, from elevation. But however, I found this interesting, which brings up this other question, that the criminal charges were waived off because he was trespassing an airport, which also raises new questions about how secure and
airport security.
Yeah, and fenced in are these airports.
Yes. Well, an airport is generally faced out with a tall fence that is guarded with barbed wire. And, well, a person could end up climbing over it, which means that it could not be as secure as they intend it to be. And
they say that JFK is one of the most secured airports, but this is a different scenario. But apparently one time, there was this guy on the jet ski a couple of years ago, and his jet ski completely broke down, and he got on land, and he was right by the airport, and apparently got over the fence and just walked into the terminal. So I think there's going to be some new evaluation on airport security. But according to specialists and FAA analysts, they say that that only very few airports are completely secured, and that it's something that they'll need to work on. So Mark, thank you very much. And before we move on, we have a very special announcement to make today, and it's the launch of our very own HerndonLive.com. So we'll be checking that out pretty soon. And so we want you to make sure that you check that out now. But now HerndonLive.com, let me just explain it a little bit, is a place where you can be able to find all sorts of information. And we have everything from old Herndon Live episodes to live weather updates. HerndonLive.com is built so that you can get all the information you need from one place and from one source. And soon you will be able to submit the answers to our poll questions right on our website. And in honor of the launch of our website, we have posted a web exclusive that we will talk about a little bit more later on in the show. In the meantime, let's throw it over to Casey Molina, who is standing by right here in the studio and has the weather for us. Casey.
Hi, guys. Okay, so it looks like it's about 62 degrees right now, and the latest report is that it's really coming down. We got heavy rain right now, and tonight from 5 to 7 it's supposed to be raining. And then it was cloudy earlier today, but now it's definitely coming down hard. And 9 p.m. it looks like we're expecting some thunderstorms. Yeah, so 9 p.m. thunderstorms. And then tomorrow it's supposed to get sunny again. It's going to be sunny starting from 9 a.m. and then a high of 55 and not a high of 55, a low of 55 and a high of 70. And we're expecting 65% precipitation in the morning and a low of 46 throughout the day. So then for the weather radar. Okay, so if you see here, we've got a lot of rain moving through the Northern Virginia area, which is normal because that's what we're experiencing right now, and it looks like that's going to carry on from today into tomorrow morning. But for the weekend, it's supposed to get back up into the 70s. So Sunday, high of 73, low of 46, but it's going to be sunny, and in the morning we're expecting thunderstorms again. And then for tomorrow, you can expect it to be sunny as well, 68. And then the weekend, okay, yeah, so Monday, high 73, low 45. And then from Tuesday to Thursday, expect showers. It's not going to be too cold. It looks like it'll be 72 degrees, but still rain. And not getting lower than the 30s, though. And then for the national radar, so the national radar, as well as raining in Northern Virginia and on the East Coast, it looks like we're going to be getting rain in California, too. So if you guys are planning on traveling out to California, or if you're not going anywhere, don't feel too bad because it's raining there, too. So that's the weather report, guys. Oh.
And I'm here at the Scoop of the Hill with the founder and partner of this shop. So what is your name, ma'am?
My name is Lilit Vardanyan. Welcome to our shop.
Thank
to have you here.
So the name is really interesting, and I was just wondering where it came from. So could you talk to us about that?
So we're locally based, well, DC, tri-state based company, and it's a little bit of a play on words. Scoop, what's the scoop? We're very innovative in spirit. We like to bring in new flavors, new products into the market from all over the world, and kind of introduce it to our market. So there's a little bit of snippet of concept of news.
Yeah.
And of course Scoop.
I like the ice cream, right? Gelato, yeah.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. That's funny. All right. So can you tell us where how your business started, when it started, what is the inspiration? Just tell us a little more about your business.
So Scoop of the Hill was formally founded in August of 2013.
Okay.
However, the concept of it's a line of two family products that consist from gelato. Originated from gelato products and macarons. Now we have expanded into new realm of desserts, and we keep innovating and going forward. But the gelato concept, it started off with my father's operation with his previous business that he was in for over 12 to 15 years. And when I came along last year, a year and a half ago or so, I decided to expand it into a new territory. So the inspiration of it was the little shop that I found in my travels in Rio de Janeiro, actually.
Oh, wow.
And they had a very cute
impressive.
shop, an idea of having macaron glacé, which is our kind of signature product that is very innovative. It's not really, marketed in
yeah, I never heard
the
of that
area.
before. So macaron is the pastry, and then glacé, that's in French, means ice cream, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us what it is? How do you make it? Or
Sure. So macarons are French gluten-free pastries, as you know. And 2 years ago, when we started the concept, it's very new to the area. It still is. Very trendy.
I still
and
haven't
new.
heard it before.
So and the gelato part comes from our gelato production of Italian ice cream, which is very different from regular ice cream.
Yeah.
In
Totally. I had gelato before. It's
many
really
factors.
Good. Yeah.
So the concept is merging the two kind of family lines into one, if you will. You can think of it as a glorified, like little sandwich.
Yeah, wow.
And
really smart.
and you can customize to all the flavors you like, and kind of you create your own product, you know,
Of course, yeah.
by picking the flavors of the gelato with the shells. So ever since then, we've added more, expanded into a whole new line of cakes and tarts, and our chef is wonderful with that. He's always innovative, and he's always bringing authentic recipes from Europe and introducing, you know, into the market.
You told me before, so what is your goal for the customers? You told me that you have a motto and a goal. So you just tell us like quickly about how that is for you.
So yeah, definitely, we're very serious about maintaining quality. We do not compromise on our quality.
Definitely.
So all our ingredients, gelato ingredients, for example, they come from fine, refined, you know, bases, and actually kosher certified bases, and you know, all our produce is local, and we make sure that everything is
fresh,
fresh and by the book, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
By the authentic recipe of real Italian ice cream, and the same goes for our bakery products. So we're very, you know, serious about reaching out to the customer, hearing our customers, and working with them on whether it's customization for a special event or a corporate party, or whatever it is. We work with them to make sure that all the flavors and, you know, the presentation is up to their needs for the events.
Right, and how has the Herndon community received you since you opened here?
Oh, it's been a great pleasure to be introduced to this community. Very positive feedback from the start, from the administration when we were just starting. When we came to the area, they've been very supportive, and they've been, you know, instrumental in helping us start the business. And customers have been wonderful. Their feedback is very important. They always come up with new ideas, and, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's great to be in a positive environment like that, because it kind of pushes you and motivates you to do more.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like the community hasn't seen anything like this before, so I feel like it's a great integration to the community to have something like gelato and macaroons together. So that's totally great. So why don't we go take a look how the gelato is made now? All right, we're here with the gelato machine and the master of gelato and his daughter. So what is your name, sir?
Musha Vardanyan.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about how this works, how you do the recipes, or anything about gelato process?
All my secrets.
Yeah, of course.
So you basically have two lines, the milk-based and water-based, and water-based are called sorbetos interchangeably. And right now we're, I believe, doing the chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah. So the much loved, beloved chocolate recipe. You have milk that goes in there. You have all the pre-measured ingredients, and the recipes for all these different flavors have been carefully experimented in labs for over a century. These are authentic Italian recipes that were brought over from there, and we're not reinventing the wheel. We're only, you know, adding on and expanding to the flavors. However, we're very, you know, loyal to the actual, you know, the process of gelato making. Just the way it's taught in, you know, gelato universities.
Yeah. So
around the world.
how long does it take for the gelato to be made, just like from start to finish? How long do you say it would take?
20 minutes for one flavor.
For the machine, but what about like mixing, finding all the mixing
mixing,
in?
finding.
Yeah.
If you have pre-measured already, it's not much, like 5 minutes.
Per minute, and then putting it here for 20 minutes.
Yes.
So, okay, that's not that
So
bad.
that's the beauty of this type of modern
Machine,
equipment.
yeah.
It's two-in-one process. Normally, in ice cream industry, you would have two separate processes where you
Yeah.
have the heating and the cooling stages in different machines. This is all in one, and it's made for customization, so it's
Okay.
really customer friendly. You can.
It's ready? Okay.
So you have the air content is very different. The serving temperature of the product is very different from ice cream. There are a lot of differences between the two products. The churning process makes up for the difference of the air inside the product.
Looks much more creamier.
Yeah. However, the fat content, the butterfat content of gelato is 4 to 8%, whereas in ice cream you'll have 12% or more.
Oh wow.
So it's
okay.
pretty much half.
Okay, that's good. Healthier.
It's healthier. Yeah, and it doesn't have any additives to store for years. We make everything fresh, and we make sure that everything is in the just-in-time production mode.
This is the butter pecan,
Okay.
Montegoron chocolate, Jamaican chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Lemon, strawberry, mango, stracciatella aroma pana.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a big
And
name.
this one is tiramisu. This is the salty caramel, vanilla, coconut, pistachio, and chocolate, dark chocolate.
The one
this
that
is
we
The
just
one
made.
we
Dark
just
chocolate.
made. Yes.
That's good.
So, you want to try this one?
Sure. That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Hi, I'm here with the pastry chef and partner of Scoop of the Hill, and his name is?
Romain Cornu. I'm the executive pastry chef of Scoop of the Hill. And I'm going to explain to you how to decorate the fraisier today. Fraisier is a strawberry cake. So
Okay.
here they have the strawberry cake here,
All right.
you can see.
And what are you gonna do to it? Are you just
So
gonna
I'm gonna decorate today because
Okay.
I do this morning to keep in the fridge a little bit to be hard, the cream. And now you're gonna decorate together.
Okay, that's fine.
So I do it
Let's
now?
yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we just need to take it off like that.
Okay.
All right, so this is
So
the
how long
fraisier.
did that take you to make?
So this it take for me like 20 minutes to make.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So inside it's a sponge cake, so
Sponge cake.
génoise. We soak with Cointreau,
Okay.
so the alcohol Cointreau,
Contour.
and it's cream mousseline. So it's
Okay.
kind of pastry cream with butter,
Oh, okay.
with hot butter. We warm butter we put inside, and after we have to refrigerate, and after we dress. And inside on the middle we have some strawberry, and you can see on the
On the outside, yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
we
have the
have
strawberry like
strawberries
that.
right there.
is the decoration like that.
All right, and
So,
go ahead.
so now we're gonna do the decoration of the fraisier. So
Okay.
this is the meringue. So it's the
Okay.
Italian meringue. So we're gonna put the meringue in the bag. So that's the way I decorate this fraisier. Every pastry chef, I have this idea. Me, I decorate like that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna show you. So I do first with the meringue. Okay, after we took some strawberry. Sorry. We cut in the middle and we put like that. So, we put again meringue.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay.
And we keep going the same way
Oh, okay.
also. So now I'm gonna burn the fraisier on the meringue, and you're gonna see the difference.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. And voila. So this macaron is macaron gelato. So it's a macaron like the base of the macaron, regular macaron, and everybody eats. But us, we put gelato inside. So it's a frozen macaron.
Oh, unique. That's
So-
why this is like kind of cold, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
frozen.
okay.
This
Yeah.
part is frozen.
Oh,
So
okay.
instead, the gelato stay hard inside, and you're gonna try one. So
Okay.
this is the raspberry.
Okay, thank you.
So you can try one.
Okay.
I'm gonna. But it's ice cream inside. It's like a cookie with ice cream inside.
Oh, no, I do. Good. Like, you can feel it after, like, first you
First you
feel
have the cookie, yeah.
and then you feel like the cold. I
You feel the gelato inside after.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the éclair au chocolat. So it's a éclair au chocolat. Here we have the religieuse. So it's a strawberry religieuse. So it's the same dough than the éclair, but you see the size and the form is not the same. And here we have the caramel passion. So it's a caramel mousse with on the middle we have passion cream.
Wow.
So this one is very nice.
Wow.
Here is the Miserable. so that's the specialty of Scoop of the Hill. And they have some people, they ask for why the Miserable. And I'm going to tell you why.
Miserable.
It's because in France, this pastry was for the Miserable,
Oh.
for the miserable people.
Oh,
And
wow.
we changed the recipe. After a while, we changed the recipe, and now we have this
Limited.
magnifique pastry.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is the fraisier, so that's the same than the big one, but for one people. So it's the same one. Here we have the macaron cake, so it's the same than the macaron, bigger, with lemon curd inside, little bit of raspberry puree, and the raspberry on the corn around. Here we have the crunch cake, so it's a chocolate mousse with lemon mousse, and on the bottom we have feuilletine praliné. And here we have the tropical, so that's the one from Jamaica. This one is passion mango and coconut mousse, soaked with rum.
All right, thank you so much, everybody, for bringing Herndon live here to show us your Scoop of the Hill. And yeah, I really enjoyed being here today. Thank you for teaching us about.
Thank you very much.
for being here.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Back to you.
All right, thanks Melissa for that segment. We loved it. We just tried some gelato.
It was really
backstage.
good.
Yeah.
I think everyone enjoyed it. Yes,
You had-
we like it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good.
I
Yes.
like it. You had the strawberry. I tried
had the
chocolate.
strawberry. That
It's
was really good.
Really
and Melissa,
good.
thank you so much for doing that.
Speaking of which, we have these
Oh,
macarons.
I think they're. I don't exactly know
You're
what
not supposed to pull it apart.
Oh,
Jack.
you're not. Okay.
Okay. Well,
It's not like an Oreo.
yeah,
Okay.
this is
Well,
our first time trying these, so.
I think you have lemon.
I think I do too. I hope.
Here's lemon, chocolate chip. These are really good.
Where are they from?
They're from the gelato store.
Gelato. Scoop
But
of
I
the
mean,
hill.
what country are they like from?
Oh, I'm not sure.
They're French. French. Okay, I'm getting told that they're French. And we just saw that pastry maker. That cake looked really good. That whatever it was, that was really good.
So our Scoop of the Hill is in Herndon. You can go check that out for some of this great stuff. But here today we have JD. He's going to be talking to us about Arbor Day, which is today.
Today.
Wow.
Today's Arbor Day. National Arbor Day.
You want to tell us about Arbor Day and what Arbor Day is?
Today is, as you mentioned, is National Arbor Day, and it's a celebration of trees that is celebrated in every single state in the nation. Some of them have their own, each state has its own date for Arbor Day, but national one is always the fourth Friday in April.
Okay.
So, and it started in Nebraska by a guy named Morton Sterling, and back in a long time ago.
Way back.
Way back.
Oh, I need a
Way back before us. You
Okay.
need to clean up.
Yeah, apparently I'm getting worried that I need to clean up. Okay, I'm getting lower. Lower. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm a very
Crumbs all
messy
over
eater.
you.
All right.
That's true.
All right. So anyway, that's very good. And so what activities are planned or have already occurred in and around Herndon?
Well, today we had a, well, this week was actually, Earth Day was on Tuesday.
Right. That's right.
Earth Day was Tuesday. Tuesday, the Herndon Environmental Network, which is a group of environmental
right? Is
people.
that the
Hen,
end?
right?
Yeah, okay.
Hen, that's correct. They had a tree seedling giveaway out here on the town green from 7 to 10, and they were donated. They bought them, and there was free coffee given by the Green Lizard Bike Shop
Oh, nice.
that
Okay.
morning. So they gave out a bunch of trees on that day. And today at 10:30, we held a celebration at Clearview Elementary School,
Okay.
Right-
yeah,
right-
right around the block.
right around the block, and we planted a southern magnolia, and and every fourth grader got a free Norway spruce seedling,
That's
so to
good.
take home and plant or put in a pot.
I used to love that when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, I
like
remember we got a
planting
little,
them.
they would give us, on Earth Day, they would give us a little plant or like a corn,
I love that.
something
That's
to
always
take.
good. Yeah, it's supposed to get your hands dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Gotta
enjoyed
get
that.
in
We
and
all did.
start digging in the
Like
dirt.
the beans.
That's
and
Yeah.
right.
So this year's Arbor Day theme is called Green Cities. What has or is Herndon doing to make Herndon more, environmentally friendly?
We do a lot of things. Like for example, we're doing what they call a retrofit of a storm pond over at the golf course.
Okay, yeah.
And what that is that the stream used to run straight into the Folly Lick Run, and they use a lot of fertilizer on the golf course, obviously. So what they did was they retrofitted it. Now it's going to pipe into this storm pond, which will collect all the water, and then it'll filter all the fertilizer and everything out. And the water that comes out will be cleaner going into the streams. And then we hold annual stream cleanups, and we plant a lot of trees.
Herndon is a very green city.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
good. Yep.
Now, what can we do on an everyday basis as individuals to be more environmental friendly individually? in
Well,
our
I
households?
think use less water if you can. You can, don't throw, pick up trash. If everybody picked up a piece of trash on their way to somewhere, threw it in the trash can, would always help. People can walk to work or bike to work. You can always, it's your own house. You can plant a tree, or you can, lessen the amount of lawn space that you have in your yards. But daily, you can just, be aware of the environment and things that'll, that help it out.
So in Herndon, what can we do to how in Herndon, what's the best type of plant to grow? It's spring, so it's that time of year where we
Well, it
start.
is. It's a very good time right now to plant. The springtime, the winter was so long this year, so we're for me, it's about 3 weeks behind. So there's still lots of time to plant. There's all kinds of, we encourage planting native plants, which are plants that have been around Virginia for a long period of time, and not something that's brought in from another country or that type of thing. So we encourage a lot of perennials, like phlox or black-eyed Susan, butterfly plant, butterfly bush, which is not a native, but it's a very good plant for butterflies. And some of the trees that we plant are some called the red maple, oaks, and bald cypress, birches, a lot of different types of stuff. Eastern redbud, very nice trees.
Good. Well, that sounds good. All right. Well, before JD leaves us, we went to the archives of HCTV and found this video clip that may look a little familiar. Let's.
I'll be a little bit younger in this.
Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
All right.
From 1992.
And welcome to our show, The Back Porch. Tonight we've got something a little different. John and I are going to carry the show. We are co-host. He's the boss, I'm the boss, and we're going to do a super thing. Bill Burnett has retired. Last week was his last show, so John and I is going to carry it on. So John,
He'll be back every now and then.
oh yeah, Bill will come back and keep us straight. He said keep us straight, and
straight.
he'll be back in and let us know what we're doing wrong, or if it's right, he's going to pat us in the back, or he's going to coach us along. So
He's going to go enjoy the good life.
yes, he's on the mountain back here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
going
he's
up the
gonna
mountains.
he's gonna do a super thing. So what are we going to talk about tonight, John?
Oh, looks like you got
All right. So what was the show based off of?
Well, we called it The Back Porch because we felt it would be a comfortable name. You know, people just sitting back and talking about, just chatting. So,
Right.
and the whole purpose was mainly gardening and in the environment and that type of thing. And that was John Tudich, the other gentleman. He was the golf course superintendent.
Okay.
Way back.
This was one of HCTV's very first original
It's
programs back
one
in
of the very first.
1992.
That's right.
That's really interesting to
Yeah.
see. Also, we found this T-shirt, the back porch.
The Back Porch.
Remember this?
And,
Oh, I do remember that. I don't think I have mine anymore.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
We wanted to make sure that you got it,
The
and
Back Porch. Well, thank you very much.
and thank you
So-
so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
well,
was
thank
nice
you.
having you.
All right.
You're
Well,
doing a great job.
thanks. All right. Well, Mark Seaman invaded the Norcross kitchen last week over spring break, and he made some Cinco de Mayo food. So why don't we take a look and see
Dips.
how Mark how that all
How
turned out.
successful he was.
Thanks. All right, good.
Pretty good.
Hey everybody, I'm Mark Seaman and welcome to this Cinco de Mayo edition of Cooking Up a Dish. Now, Cooking Up a Dish is a new segment on the show where I will show you how to make themed meals, party appetizers for this special upcoming holiday. Now, another upcoming holiday is Cinco de Mayo, a celebration that is mainly celebrated in Mexico and the United States. Now, this is where people can gather up, people have parties, even have an ordinary dinner with their families. Now, today's dishes are dips. A lot of people have dips for ordinary parties, but it often comes to particular when Cinco de Mayo comes around. Now, the 4 dips that I'll be showing how to cook to you today are salsa, guacamole, bean dip, and queso. Now, the first one we were going to be talking about today is guacamole. Now, just like salsa, you can get any of the ingredients needed to make this dish at any typical store, such as Wegmans, Whole Foods, etc. Now, guacamole is just like salsa and all the other dips on this list, where you can make it pretty quickly, relatively quickly, and it's pretty easy to make. Now, one thing I should tell you about is that after you make this guacamole dish, you can use it, you can put plastic wrap over it and preserve it for about 2 hours before you want to serve it. Now, I'm going to show you how to make it and how to preserve it. Hey, I'm back, and I'm going to show you how to make a great bowl of guacamole. The first thing you need is our avocados, and as you can see, I've already pre-cut them before we started taping. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to grab a large kitchen knife, and you're going to pit them or take the seeds out. Now, this can be done pretty quickly, like so. We got a runner. And there, you've successfully pitted them. Now you're going to take each half and you're going to grab a large spoon and you're going to flesh them, or you are going to pull the skin out, or the meat out. This can be done very quickly. Alright, when you are done, you are going to dispose of the skins properly by throwing them away. There, and we're done. Now, after you've successfully fleshed the avocados, what you're going to do is you're going to get a garlic clove, and you're going to chop each end off, as you would normally do. Then afterwards, you're going to mince it or chop it. Oh, pardon me, you're going to crush it, like so. This can be done quite easily. All you do is you crush it, and as you will see, other parts of it will start to spit out. And you would take a large knife and scoop it out. And since there is most likely going to be leftover garlic, you're going to get a knife and scoop it into one area so that you can get the last bits of the garlic clove. See, we've gotten the last of it, now we're going to scoop it in the bowl. Now you're going to start adding spices. First of all, we are going to pick up cummins, a spice that is measured in small quantities. Now, first I'm going to uncap it. All right, now once you've successfully opened it, you're going to measure it, half a tablespoon. And you're going to dump it in. You see it's gotten a little stuck there, so we're going to pry the last of it off. And there we go. Now another spice we're going to be using is coriander. Now you're going to measure this in a larger quantity because it is a less bigger spice. And then afterwards, you're going to measure it. 1 tablespoon. Oh, got a little too much. That should account for half a tablespoon. All right, you dump it into the mixture. Here we go. And you're going to add half a tablespoon more to account for the 3. All right, there we are. Now we're done adding the spice. Now we are also, if you have kept the limes through the last video of making salsa, you're going to squeeze the last bit of lime juice into the mixture. Right, you've gotten every part of the mixture down right. Now what you're going to do is that in the bowl, you're going to squeeze it and you're going to mash it. This may take a while. Now we're going to move on to queso dip. Now, again, like bean dip, the queso really doesn't require that many ingredients. It just requires simple diced tomatoes and Velveeta cheese. But however, as I failed to note while I was cooking the dish, Velveeta cheese is not that great of a cheese, so I would recommend something as simple as like little square cuts of cheese that are not Velveeta. Now, let me show you how easy it was to make queso. And while we're waiting for the beans to cook, we are going to start working on the queso. Now, this is a pretty easy recipe to follow. First, you are going to get a skillet and place it over medium heat. Then, as you would do when you cook this extra olive oil, which you can obtain at any store, but I got these bottles specifically from TJ Maxx in retail stores. Now, and you're going to dash a little on the skillet, and this should be it. And you're going to wait for the oil to cook a little bit, and then you're going to get a can of diced tomatoes. As you can see here, you're going to gently pour it on the skillet. It's a lot. Then you're going to get packs of cheese. You're going to unwrap them. And then from now on, you will let the cheese melt, and this should take about 5 minutes over medium heat. And if it doesn't, at least wait until all the cheese is completely melted. And after about 5 minutes of stirring the mixture, you have a great dish of queso. And after this, you're going to turn the stove off. I think I may have turned it off. I don't know. No, I did not turn it off. Now it is off. And you are keep going to stir it. Then you're going to pour it into a small bowl. Went a little overboard, but whatever. All right, and you're going to put this here. You're going to stir it up. And there you have a nice hot bowl of queso dish. Well, that took a really long time to cook, and it was a lot of work. But now, time to celebrate. Really good. Well, that's all for this segment of Cooking Up a Dish. I'm Mark Seaman, and hope you have a great Cinco de Mayo. Back to you, anchors.
Thanks, Mark.
And if you want to see 2 more dips that Mark made, you can head over to herndonlive.com and click on Cooking Up a Dish.
Also, today, here we have Allie. She's going to be talking to us about the sort of rivalry between Netflix and cable right now. So
yeah, I'm going to tell you everything really TV related right now. So ABC just got another new show that actually aired last night at 9 o'clock called Black Box.
I want to see that. It looks really good.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, did you just hear that? That was thunder.
It's really loud. But
That scared the crap out of me.
so besides the scary thunder, just like how interesting the thunder is right now inside the studio, Black Box looks really interesting.
I agree.
I love how when he said black box, it was like, dun. Is it scary? I saw the previews.
That's another show that will be coming out. It's called Rosemary's Baby, which looks very interesting on NBC.
That has Zoe Saldana or Halle Berry?
I think it's Zoe Saldana, but
Right.
I'm not sure. You shouldn't quote me on that, but I want to watch that too. But back onto the topic of Black Box, it looks very interesting. It is about a neurologist who also has a bipolar disorder. Which
Sort of like House.
it's a little ironic in a way. Yeah, the doctor's name is Dr. Catherine Black, hence the name Black Box. And she's played by Kelly Riley, and it looks very interesting. She is sort of the doctor to help the patients that people don't think can be cured. And it just looks really interesting. You can catch it at 9 o'clock Thursdays on ABC. Now, besides that, if you are a big How I Met Your Mother fan, you know that just ended about 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4, and many people were sad about that. I thought the ending was great, but if you didn't like that, there is a chance that you may like the spinoff more or less. And if you didn't watch How I Met Your Mother, maybe you'll like the spinoff. There is said to be producing the spinoff called How I Met Your Dad, a lot like How I Met Your Mother.
Wait, is this serious? Like,
yes.
Yes.
It's a real thing that
They already have everyone casted.
yeah,
and-
CBS
like real people.
Yeah, it's like
CBS is doing it. The
Yes.
former.
yes. And it's going to take place inside the same universe as How I Met Your Mother, so basically it should have the bar that they hung out at, still be in New York, but it's not going to be the same characters. Like, you won't see Barney Stinson or Ted Mosby.
So none of those old people are a part
none
of the show.
same
Okay.
actors either. Like, you won't see any of them. And it's just still supposed to be comical, nothing too dramatic or serious. So we'll see how that is. I'm a little hesitant to see what happens since, I mean, I'm a big fan of How I Met Your Mother, and sometimes spin-offs just don't live up to the original show. So let's move on to the Netflix versus
Yes.
cable. So just to give you an idea of how cable measures up to Netflix, here's the cable prices for most just cable, not with the packages. So if you got Verizon or DirecTV, just for cable, you would typically spend $49.99 a month. And then Cox is a little bit cheaper. It is $27.99 a month. But then Netflix and Hulu is only $7.99 a month.
Yeah, but those prices are going up. They're raising their prices. Netflix, right? And that's right.
Supposedly that's what people have heard since Netflix is gaining like more success and stuff with their original
And their
series.
growth is down. That's the real problem. That the growth
Yeah.
is down.
But obviously that is tremendously cheaper than cable. And with people's let me finish my news story.
You know what
yeah.
I'm gonna go. No,
Yeah,
with this.
we'll get to that after our clip later.
Okay.
But yeah, so people with their busy lives have been watching more Netflix and Hulu, and now Netflix and Hulu have original series. Hulu has Misfits, and Netflix has more successful original series like Orange is the New Black, which is going to be returning June 6th. And Netflix gave their audience a little teaser early this week where they showed a clip of basically a minute of the first scene of the new season. Now, I can't show that because of copywriting, but if you haven't seen it, Piper Chapman, who's played by Taylor Skillings, obviously I can't talk, guys, but she is sitting inside of like a jail cell, and these guys come in, and she doesn't know where she is, and she's just sort of acting crazy, but you don't see Pennsatucky, who we know she had a big fight with at the end of season 1. And that's just sort of where they leave us. We don't really know much about the plot. All that we know is Alex Vaz, who's played by Laura Prepon, who was on that 70s show, is apparently either going to be on this series a lot and have some Scientology thing, religion thing, and she may only be on one episode, so we really don't know much about the plot. On to Netflix's other original series, House of Cards. They have had trouble trying to get, I guess, permit, or it was something with the taxings they didn't release a lot about, but something with the state of Maryland.
Yeah, I think I may be able to help out here. I think they're trying to find a new place to film the show because they're having some problems. And Virginia was also considered to film the show as well.
Yes, since we're a big political area, since we're right next to D.C.,
Of
obviously. But they're supposed to be set filming for season 3. So if you're a big House of Cards fan, you may see it, you may not. It all depends on how things pan out.
Now, I have a question about these Netflix thing. do they release one episode at a time, or do they release
all
the season?
It's
The
everything.
entire season.
So when it's June 6th, just let everyone know when Orange is the New Black comes out, I will never be like, oh, you want to hang out? Like, there's gonna be a 2-day span where I'm just gonna be binge watching this show. Okay, don't expect me to be like.
That's very common in our generation.
Yeah, I'm just going to just let you guys know that. And I love Netflix, and I'm at the standpoint where I feel like with our busy lives, we can really look at news on the internet. We don't have to sit down and watch it anymore. We DVR all of our shows, so I think that the internet will really replace cable.
So that comes back to your topic here, cable versus Netflix. You obviously vote Netflix. I personally love Netflix for, my own, since, school and everything. It's
No. I do not like
instant streaming.
I'm not denying that I use Netflix because I do love The Office, and I've been watching old episodes and bring back good memories, and all is well. But when I want to watch my nightly news and my news with Brian Williams, okay, how am I supposed to watch that live? Okay, no Netflix now.
You can stream it on NBC.com.
That's not true.
Sure.
They don't allow that.
But you can read the news stories. I'm thinking eventually everything will be streamed online, and you could get a subscription to NBC.
And now NBC, ABC, CBS, and Telemundo and Univision. They're all suing this new company, Area or whatever, that's available in select markets across the United States. And they're doing kind of the same thing where you're able to stream live like ABC, NBC, and all that stuff, and they're now suing because they don't really get any of that money because they get money from the cable companies. Is that right?
Yeah, and besides that, I mean, everyone has very strong opinions about this. And I interviewed some people in the area and asked them what they thought would happen with cable or what would happen with internet stream. So let's take a look at that video clip. Oh, we don't have the video clip.
What? Oh my God. This is me and Melissa all over again.
I swear I thought that downloaded. We checked it at school.
I checked it at school. All right, control room. Go into the file, into the segments file, and click on entertainment. It should be called entertainment.
But until then, Allie, you interviewed mostly people from our school. Am I right?
Yes, I interviewed Kaylin.
Okay, we don't need. Or we haven't. Okay.
We're gonna get there. But yes, there were very split opinions. Some people were very passionate. Some people.
I knew it. Exactly my point.
Some people weren't, and apparently HCTV supports cable.
No, it's supported by cable.
Supported by cable.
This is exactly my point. But then again, you can watch HCTV
on
online.
HCTV.org.
And you can watch it on our new website, herndonlive.com, and click on what do you click on? Video. That's what you click on.
So I guess you could say people in the back room are rooting for cable.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for cable.
How's that clip going, guys?
All right, well, we'll get to it. Well, let's throw it over to Raleigh over here.
Wait.
Oh, wait, do we have it? We're working on the video right now.
Well, Raleigh, what do you think about cable or
let's bring in Raleigh to the conversation.
Raleigh?
Cable, okay. I have zero experience with Netflix. Zero mundo ciao.
What about cable?
I use, cable. I have Cox. Cox isn't that new, but it's a lot cheaper than a lot of stuff, and I think I have to go for cable.
All right, well, we'll take maybe a little poll.
Ellie's giving me a grimace.
Okay, we have it. We have the video.
So, guys, we'll get back to this whole conversation right after the clip. Let's see it.
I think that Netflix and I guess Hulu could replace cable TV because it's a lot faster and easier than watching real TV. I don't personally have Netflix, but whenever I go to my friend's house, that's pretty much the only thing we watch, and it's pretty dang cool.
Hello, I'm Loja Preddy.
And I'm Ritu Preddy.
And I don't think Netflix or Hulu Plus can replace cable TV.
Because we have Netflix and the movies are limited, so I hate Netflix. And cable can replace Netflix.
My name is Grant Palmer, and I believe that Netflix and other internet TV sites cannot place cable TV. Cable TV has been around for over 50 years, and it has still been the main source of family entertainment, bringing us all together as a community. Other internet sites for TV have time to load, and they aren't in real time. So if you want news, you have to wait a good while before you can watch something. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Stephanie Bickley, and I am commenting today on my Netflix, Hulu, streaming, cable watching background. I am a cable kind of girl, but I have used Netflix and other streaming programs in the past, and I am a huge fan. I think that eventually Netflix and Hulu and other streaming programs will kind of take over cable, especially because people are so busy nowadays that watching live television has become quite a nuisance, in addition to all of the television commercials. But I do know many people that have taken over Hulu and Netflix as their primary, I guess, TV watching. It's affordable and consumers can use it at their liking, as well as no commercials. So I definitely think that at some point Netflix, Hulu will take over cable just because it is easy for the consumer.
All right, Allie, now what do you, now go ahead.
Yeah, so we have very split opinions, and I really just need to give a big thank you to the last person you saw, Stephanie Bickley. She let me use her room. This is all Herndon High School people, so if you go to Herndon High School, you might see these people. Stephanie Bickley is an English teacher.
You obviously on a first name basis.
Yes. Yeah, we're like best buds. No, she's my English teacher, and when Monday rolls around, I will be calling her Miss Bickley again.
All right, let's
But I want to say Stephanie Bickley while I can.
Okay.
Stephanie Bickley,
now let's
guys.
pick it up. Let's pick it up with Raleigh and who. Now, Raleigh, what were you saying about the topic? What were you saying?
Cable.
Cable. I vote for cable all the way. It's all I've known.
Yeah. Cable.
I mean, Netflix seems cool, but it's just kind of Netflix. Doesn't seem like it's just not cable.
Yeah, I really think it's a gender thing because I don't know of a lot of boys.
That's true.
Well, Marie
That's true.
and
Laja,
they voted against Netflix, and they're female.
Wait, but Bomber, remember Bomber, Grant Bomber, who was just on the video?
I agree.
He was for
All
cable.
right, let's just do a little quick poll. All right, are you
me
guys
up on the
Netflix?
Twitter.
I'm Netflix.
Casey's Netflix.
Oh,
all right. Haley's Netflix.
Resounding cable from
Mahar's
behind the
Netflix.
scenes.
Mark, what are you?
Hulu and some other sites that
Hulu.
Netflix.
What?
No commercials.
Guys, I am on to something right now. We need to get on this train.
It's called DVR. Yeah,
Okay,
go to the
what if
commercial. Well, too bad. So sad, Mark. He doesn't have a
Okay,
DVR.
I think we're getting kind of carried away here. We're getting a little carried away,
All right,
guys.
all right.
We
So
need-
Raleigh,
we
why
need-
don't you tell us what you got with sports
Okay,
today?
sports. Going off on what I said last show, I think 3 weeks ago. Hope you all had a great spring break. By the way, UConn won.
Right, men's and women's championship.
Men's and women's?
Yeah.
Wow,
both.
I am late. But yes, there was a big surprise for the men's. They pulled it off against #1 seed Florida, which is another one of their upsets. They had
I know I had them winning.
Yeah, they had a whole string of upsets. It was just a great effort by the team. Now, hockey and basketball playoffs are going on right now, but I only have hockey for you right now. So this is how it's going to go. Over in the Western Conference, we have first place seed Colorado Avalanche playing the fourth place seed, the Minnesota Wild. The Colorado Avalanche have a lot of really good starters, including Paul Stastny, Gabriel Landeskog, and Nate McKinnon has also had a really, really good he's had a really good postseason so far with at least 7 points, and they are the top bracket right here. And as you can see, the series is tied right now 2-2, 2 games to 2. The bolded one at the bottom with Minnesota winning 2-1 is the game that happened last night. It was really tight. It was down to the line. And next we have St. Louis playing Chicago. Like them, this whole bracket is full of comeback kids. The first team has been going 2-0 until the other team shut them down for the next 2 games, tying up the series. It was a great effort by Chicago to come back and take those last 2 games away from St. Louis. St. Louis is having positive thoughts for this next game in Game 5, being at home. Now, on to the next bracket. We have the surprise guys, teams which have just defied the laws of hockey. We have Montreal sweeping out Tampa Bay 4-0, which is just, that does not happen, because Tampa Bay, they've had probably some Conn Smythe winners for the past couple of years, and not Conn Smythe, President's Trophy or something, and they just got swamped by Montreal 4-0. That's embarrassing. They were close to pulling it off in Game 4, but no avail. Boston. Let me drop everything one sec. Boston is going to win the Stanley Cup, if not the Colorado Avalanche. That is the truth. Don't deny it. They are up 3-1 with a win last night over Detroit, 3-2 in overtime. Some very great players they have on their team include Milan Lucic, not rookie, but very new player Torrey Krug, and their goalie Tuukka Rask is also very capable. It was not expected that they would be leading over Detroit 3-1 like this very early. I have them winning in 6 games, 4-2, but we'll just have to see how that turns out. And on to the next bracket, we have some bad teams that have fans who are pretty bad sports. First off, we have New York and Philadelphia. Philadelphia is notorious for having fans with very, very bad attitudes. I think if you saw on iFunny, there was a goal Daniel Carcillo scored in Game 3, which you can see right here is New York winning 4-1. When Daniel Carcillo scored, the audience on camera reacted really, really badly. Yeah, so that's Philadelphia for you guys. No offense, Philadelphians out there. Top bracket, Pittsburgh and Columbus. We have it being tied 2-2. The games have been on and off, and every single game has been won 4-3. It's the first time that has happened since, I believe, the 30s? Something like 34 or 35, or around that time. And now to the very last bracket, we have some teams who have very physical skaters. They really make their presence known on the ice. And the first to be mentioned is Corey Perry of the Anaheim Ducks. Again, like the like the comeback kids, they have won the first 2 games and then lost the next 2 games to Dallas. So Dallas, they have very good physical presence on the ice that they're probably going to be able to shut down the Anaheim offense before things get too out of hand for them. I have them winning in 7 games if that's appropriate. San Jose and Los Angeles, San Jose Sharks and Los Angeles Kings. California coast rivals, really, there's a lot of tension in between those games, but so far one team has really been blowing out the other. It's been 3-1 with San Jose in the lead. Los Angeles won Game 4 with an upset against them, 6 goals to 3, excuse me. San Jose really has a chance to come back and win this last game, and if they can, it's just gonna be frustrating for the Kings. Do you guys follow hockey at all?
No. That's why I haven't been talking.
Okay.
Usually I'll interrupt and say something, but I haven't. Nothing to contribute here. Oh, sorry. I was thinking. They told me to get out of the way because I was in the shot of Raleigh. And long story. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Raleigh, for the sports.
All right, well, it's time for this week's poll relating to Allie's story about if cable will lose to online video services in years to come.
If you think that cable and Hulu will overpower cable, then tweet us yes at #ByeByeCable. But if you think that cable will be around, tweet no to #CableRules.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Jack Norcross.
And I'm Emily N.
And remember to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and check us out at our brand new HerndonLive.com. And join us right back here in 2 weeks for a brand new episode of Herndon Live. Good night, everyone.